Working with a realtor. The general use of this form is required under Section 10 of the Code of Ethics to fulfill the requirements of information before agreements. This is the very first form that should be signed when choosing to work with a realtor, whether you're selling your home or buying your home. The first section of this form highlights that a contract for real estate services is with the brokerage. Each realtor is employed by the brokerage to provide the services of the brokerage. The brokerage falls under the responsibility of the broker of record. Also important to note that the consumer is entitled to know the different types of service relationships that are available. The first discussion in this form is about a client relationship. It's important to note that this is the highest level of relationship between a realtor and a consumer. There are duties which the law states are mandatory to a client called fiduciary duties. The client arrangement is created through a representation agreement. The clients can be sellers or buyers. The representation agreements can come in the form of a listing agreement or a buyer representation agreement. While in a client relationship, the brokerage must protect the interests of the client and not disclose confidential information. There is still an obligation to treat all parties to the transaction with fairness, honesty, and integrity. There will be instances where a consumer does not wish to have a client relationship with the brokerage. In those instances, the consumer can have a customer relationship. The realtor is still required to treat the customer with honesty, fairness, and integrity, but the services will be on a restricted level. It is possible that the brokerage will be representing more than one client on a transaction, or where there is more than one offer on a property. Where the brokerage represents more than one client on a transaction, it is called multiple representation. There are mandatory requirements that have to be fulfilled in these circumstances. All the clients to the transaction must confirm in writing that they acknowledge, understand, and consent to multiple representation before it happens. There is some critical information here as well. Realtors must disclose facts that may affect a reasonable buying or selling decision. In order to ensure that the realtor adheres to their buyer's or seller's best interest, it is very important for buyers and sellers to discuss their needs and wants and any issues that would affect their decision to buy or sell. Hopefully, this would avoid any misunderstandings or unpleasant surprises. Further, it's important to consumers to read and understand every contract before that contract becomes finalized. Thank you very much for listening to this, and I hope you enjoyed it.